Every year, my Uncle Bill grows the best pumpkins, and he does give me at least 4 or 5, which means I have to be creative in how I use them. I've created this amazing stuffed pumpkin recipe. He absolutely loves it, and I think you're going to love it too. So this is a Jap pumpkin. Try to get on the smallish side because we're going to stuff this. You want to take the smallest amount off from the top. If you take too much off, then we won't have that bowl effect, and that's what we want. See that cavity? And I've used a melon baller, and I'm just going around the sides of the pumpkin and scraping away just to make as much room as we can for our stuffing mixture. Okay, so that's looking good. And you can see I'm being quite careful not to jab at it too much because we don't want to pierce the shell of the pumpkin. So I'll just scrape the excess out, pop it into this bowl. And now for the stuffing, just quite a classic stuffing. I've got a combination of pork and really fatty pork along with some beef mince. I'll add 1 clove of garlic and I'll just use my fine little grater here just to mince it in. Into that, I'll add some thyme. Look how fresh this thyme is. And we just want the leaves, so just use the tips of your fingers to take them off. Just roughly chop some parsley, and you can use the stalks in this, so just break that in half, scrunch it up, and then just roughly chop it. And then in it goes. Now for some binding agents. So 1 egg, just break that straight into the bowl, and some bread. Now this is just some day-old sourdough bread, and I've just placed it in some milk. By doing that, we're going to get a lovely texture. So just soak this for about 10 minutes, and then we want to squeeze the excess out. We don't want too much of the liquid in there because it won't become a sticky mixture. And then crumble the bread up, just so it's almost like the same consistency as the mincemeat. Some French shallot, I'm not pre-cooking it, so I've just finely chopped them and they can go in. And the last binding agent here is some Parmesan cheese, so 1 to 2 tablespoons worth. We need to season this, so a really good pinch of salt, freshly cracked pepper, and then with clean hands, we want to mix this together. You really want to work the meat so it becomes quite sticky, just like that. Quite happy with that. Okay, before we start to stuff the pumpkin, we need to season the pumpkin, so a pinch of salt and some extra virgin olive oil. So we'll drizzle that inside. And now it's time to fill the cavity. So we'll just get large handfuls of our mixture and we'll just pop it in there and just really press it down. We don't want any air bubbles. Okay, and that is the perfect amount for this size pumpkin. Okay, some more extra virgin olive oil over the top. We'll just drizzle that over so it forms a really lovely crust. Now this goes into the oven, a hot oven. I've preheated it. It's at 200 degrees. And I've also got the top heating too, so we get a lovely crust on this. And it's going to take about 1 hour or until the pumpkin's completely cooked, and also the meat. Well, how good does this pumpkin look? See how crispy it is on the top, and this is perfectly cooked. And do allow it to cool for at least 15 minutes before you start to slice it. It is very impressive taking this gorgeous thing to the table. I've just got a classic gravy here, a chicken gravy, and I'm just going to pour this and make a little pool of gravy on the plate. And I'm going to cut a wedge of this gorgeous stuffed pumpkin. Nice sharp knife when you're doing this. You can see how tender that is. Oh, look at all those gorgeous juices running. Oh, look at that. That's perfectly cooked. I'm just going to take it off the knife and I just want to lean it in that sauce. And you can see it really is a meal in itself. You've got the pumpkin there, you've got that meat that's full of flavour, crispy on the top, really soft in the centre. That's absolutely delicious. And you think about pumpkin and all the recipes you can do with it, well, here's another one to add to your repertoire.